seen my video and to have me make a video specially to answer your question, send me an email to englishclubusa@yahoo.com, and you can visit my website at englishclubusa.com for a free life membership. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Well, in the previous two classes we talked about my liking shocking people. And it is never more true than when we are talking about future tense. So, what is so shocking about future tense? All of the English teachers and all of the students who had some experience with the future tense know that when we talk about future tense, we use the word will. Well, before we talk about the word will, I have a surprise for you. Remember, I told you that English is binary. Verbs are binary. Tenses are binary. Well, future tense is no exception. So when you think about future tense, if you think like a native speaker, you always think in a binary way. So how is it possible to think in a binary way when you think about English and when you think about future tenses? Remember, we have no present. We only have past and we have future. So all of your past tenses is half of your English, and all of the future is half of your English. So if you cannot manage well the future, if you can only manage well the past, you cannot manage well half of English. So we must find a way how to manage it correctly. So, a little surprise. When we talk about now, remember we talked about simple present. When we talk about now, in fact, we're talking about two things. We're talking about a past and we're talking about a future. And now, in reality, if you remember the video about the simple present, and now, in fact, is your time reference. And now has a starting point and now has an ending point. Without start and without finish, there is no now. So, what is a now? A now is some kind of a process or some kind of an event that took place from one point to the other. So when you say that now, you're talking about a video class. This video class will last 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, but it's a short video class. For us, now is 20 minutes approximately, but it doesn't have to be 20 minutes. It can be any reference we choose. We must be inside the reference. So another now can be a today. Remember we talked about references? It can be anything you want. There's no limit. If we're inside the reference, physically or mentally, that's a now. So I can say today. Today I'm going home. I'm not home yet. So you say today I'm going home. That means it's over here. Now is the moment that divides between past and future. And we say today I am going home at 8 o'clock. It's not 8 o'clock yet. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about a future. But I'm using a present continuous. So when I say this week we're having English classes, or this week we're having 5 video English classes, we had a few videos this week and we will have videos this week, but this week we are having 5 video classes. This month I am making 30 videos because I make 1 video every day. So some videos are made and some videos are not. But for sure, 100%, this month I will make 30 videos. This year, I am going to Disney World twice. One part of the year, I already did, and the other one, I will go. So what happens is that when you talk about future, and when you think about future in a binary way, you have two choices. One choice is when you're talking about something for sure. In the case of our class, right now, today, you're watching a video class. Part of the video class is in the past, and part is in the future. There's no chance that you will stop watching video class. So we say that today I am watching a video class. That means for sure. So we are watching Valerio's video class, right? That's what we're doing right now. This is now. What you can say that today at 10 p.m. I am watching my video class. When you say today at 10 p.m., wait, it's not 10 p.m. yet, so it's in the future. But future is part of today. That's our time reference. And we are physically inside today. So today, I am, present continuous, watching my video classes. So present continuous in reality, together with the time reference at 10 p.m., which is today, which is inside today, is your 100% future. If you say that on Sunday, I am watching my video classes, well, Sunday is definitely not today. Sunday is in a few days, but Sunday is inside this week. So this week is our now. It is our reference to now. We're physically inside 1 week period. A week has a start point and a week has a finish. And Sunday is the last day of the week. So if I say that on Sunday I am watching my video class, it's perfectly fine. What you're telling me is that it's 100% for sure that this will happen. On December 25th, 2021, which is in the future for this video, I am watching my video class. So on Christmas Day, you're not celebrating, you're watching video classes. Maybe yes, maybe no. But what's important to remember is this is in the future. So when you use the format I am watching together with the time reference, you're telling me that something will happen 100% for sure in the past. But how can anything be 100%? So what happens is that native speakers, when they use this format to describe 100%, we always think about one thing. The expression in English is God willing. So if God wants it to happen, what depends on us is 100% for sure. So the question is, what happens with the binary future? Valerio said that everything is binary, right? If we have 100%, what else do we have? Well, we have a chance. Because sometimes things will happen for sure, and sometimes there is a chance. Maybe things will happen, maybe they will not happen. So is there a way in English language to communicate using one word, or maybe more than one word, to indicate exactly the probability, the chance of something happening? Maybe in addition to showing the numeric possibility, maybe there is a meaning behind it. Well, English teachers will probably say, but what is it? And most of the students will say the same. And I say, we're in for a surprise. Well, this is your surprise. And when we talk about future, remember we were talking about two possibilities. One possibility, of course, is your 100%, and the other possibility is your chance. So remember, for example, if in this December, which is in the future, that's your time reference, I am taking my English test and passing it, what are you telling me? That means there is no chance that you will not pass the test. That means, remember, God willing, if you are alive and there's no cancellation of the test, that means that this December, in the future, I am taking my English test and passing it. What are you telling me? You're telling me that you are 100% sure that you're taking it, and you're 100% sure that you're passing it. That means you're confident in your abilities. What happens if you're not? What happens if there are chances of something not happening? So this is your binary future. And when we're talking about past chances, you're talking about something that has actually a numeric value in addition to meaning. So let's take a look and see how that works. When we're talking about the future, we're talking about a starting point, and then we're talking about a part that we know has a finish, which is our 100%, and anything after the 100% is our chances. So sometimes we have high chances, and sometimes you have low chances. So let's take a look and see how that part of future works. And you will ask me a question and said, Valerio, stop! You said that everything is binary, right? Yes, everything is binary. And this is binary in two ways. This is double binary. And binary in which way? That this future basically has two parts to it. One part, which is our chance, which is a base form without any condition whatsoever. Just a simple chance of a future with no condition, not given, not understood. Just a base form. And then there is the second part, which is your binary, where there is a chance of the future and there is a condition, some kind of if, some kind of condition that exists that works together with a base form. So let's take a look and see how that works in this situation. Well, let's first look at the organization of our table so we better understand how I try to explain to you in a very visual and a simple way. Here I put your chances of probability in a numeric way. So something that has a low value, that means that it's probably not going to happen. Maybe it will happen, maybe not, but not very likely. And anything that is up to the 99% level or even 100% level, that increases your chances. So this is your numeric understanding. It's like a quick way when you hear the word, it will let you know where you are. And especially when you talk about 50%. So when you hear one word, you will know it's on the one side of 50%, which is less than 50%. That means probably not going to happen. And then you have more than 50%. That's another binary. So when you hear these words, they let you know quickly, approximately, what we're talking about. This is a perfect example how native people think. So we have a base form that we use. After that, I'm going to give you an example of how we apply it. And then we will look at the same situation when there is a condition. And then we will see how that condition and what kind of condition is necessary in order to give this future a different meaning. So let's take a look and see how that works in real life. The base form, when you talk about something that has very small chance of happening, is may. It's a base, very small chance. So it may rain on Sunday. Well, today is Friday. I always film my videos, 5 videos every Friday. That means that in 2 days there is a small 10% chance of rain. So it may rain on Sunday. When you say that, you know probably not going to rain. But the condition is an identifier exactly what condition is necessary for it to rain. So we will say that if there will be no wind, that means in the condition that there is no wind and the clouds stay where they are, it might rain on Sunday. So the minute you hear the word might rain, that tells you there is a condition of a very small chance. Well, the next level is your 20%. And the 20% is your ability. What kind of ability? Physical ability or time ability. So let's take a look. I can come tomorrow. Can you come tomorrow? When I say, can you come tomorrow? And you say, yes, I can come tomorrow. You're telling me that you have time to come tomorrow, or you have the physical ability to come tomorrow, you have a car. The next one is when there is a condition, and that is could. Again, it's a specific identifier to identify an ability in time and physical. So, if I get a day off tomorrow, if I'm not working tomorrow, if in that condition, only that condition, probably working, just there's a possibility, I could help you. So that means that only if I'm not working, and the chances of that are small, then I could help you. So when you hear the word could, you automatically know it's a can, which is a physical ability, plus a condition if. And in this case, having a day off. And the next one is very interesting. Whenever you need to talk about a necessity, we all have necessities. So need to plus a verb will tell you there is a necessity in the future. So this week I need to pay bills. It's the end of the month, and this week I need to pay bills. There is a necessity to pay bills later this week. So the chances of my paying are pretty good. Not very high. I may not have enough money. So, and have to is when I waited until the last day. Now there's an urgency. There is a time urgency and there's a necessity, which is the basic necessity. So now I say before the end of the month, that's my urgency. I have to pay all the bills. The have to pay tells me that there is some kind of urgency. If I only tell you that I have to go, what does it mean? If I say I have to go, that means there's an urgency. I must be somewhere. I must do something. I don't have time. There is urgency. That's the condition. The next level is very interesting. We will have a special class on the word will. It will be another surprise. We will talk about the word will as a noun. We will talk about the word will as a verb. And in this case, we will talk about the word will in a meaning that has double. On the one hand, you heard will all the time, and it's used as a default future. So when you don't want to talk about any possibility, when you say just want to use about future and that's it, you don't want to think about 100%, you don't want to think about chances, you just want to say something in the future. So that people understand that that's the future, you use the word will. But will has a meaning, and we will have a special video class, make sure you go, it's really interesting. And the history of will is very interesting. So will, the meaning of the will is a desire. So you can use will as a default future for everything with no meaning, or you can use will to say to someone that you have a desire for something. So I will see you tomorrow. If I will see you tomorrow, that means that I want to see you tomorrow. It means I desire to see you tomorrow. So when I say that I will see you tomorrow, I'm telling you that there's not a possibility. I'm telling you that I have a desire. If there is a condition, then the will change to would. And that means that I will have to identify why something is happening, why there is a desire. There will be a limit to what I can desire. So, if I don't have so much homework, if I don't have so much homework, I would see you tomorrow. If I don't have so much homework. So homework is my identified condition that will control my desire to see you tomorrow. So my desire depends on this condition. What about shall? Many of you have not heard shall, or some of you have. Some of you have studied, like English teachers, you have studied shall as an Old English. But there's a reason why shall represents a little bit of Old English, because there's a meaning to it. And shall has a very, very interesting use. In fact, it is used everywhere to indicate obligation. So obligation is not your 50%. Obligation is your higher than 50%. And that obligation is created in three ways. One way is when you're talking about law. Government creates laws, like a speed limit. That's a law. Rule. A company you work for has rules. Apartment where you live has rules. Society has rules. And there are different societies inside societies. And they all have different rules. Gymnasiums have rules. Theaters have rules. Swimming pools have rules. So whenever you have rules, then the word shall to indicate if you have a desire to do something, there is a rule that you need to follow. So we shall not break laws. Who wants to break the law? I want to break. Everybody wants to break the law. But the rule says that when in the future you have the desire to break the law, you shall not. Why? Because that's the law. What happens if there is a condition? You need to identify that condition. And that condition will set certain limits, certain parameters. So, if you don't want to pay a fine, you should not drive fast. So, it's not a question that you cannot drive fast. You can drive fast. Okay? You may need to drive fast. You may have a desire to drive fast. There is a rule, you're not supposed to drive fast, but Sometimes you say, I don't care. I will pay the fine. I want to enjoy my fast car. So what do? You drive fast and you get a ticket. But in the condition, if you don't want to pay ticket, then you should not drive fast. Is there a level higher than obligation, legal obligation, or rule obligation? Or maybe there is a cultural obligation? Yes, there is. And the next level is whenever you're trying to express your intentions of doing something. And to express intentions, there is a way. You need to use the word to be in the present tense, which is I am, you are, and he is. So when you're talking about a person and you're trying to express that that person, I, you, or he, has intentions, there's a way to do that. And the way to do it is when you use the word be in the correct format together with going to and a verb. That expresses your intentions. That means I am going to pay you tomorrow. So if you owe money to somebody and you want to express your intentions that that person will receive money from you, you tell them, I am going to pay you tomorrow. But wait a second. Sometimes we want the intentions, but maybe there is a level higher than that. That includes some kind of a special condition. And that special condition, which is basically the last level of the probabilities, is our moral belief in what's right and what's wrong. I believe that English teachers have a moral obligation to teach English well. They need to help students. When they get money, they must do something for the students. So I believe English teachers have a moral obligation to do the best job they possibly can. So how do I say that? It's very simple. The teachers must help students do their best. So you must keep your promise. If you promise something that you are going to do it because you have intentions, if you promise to someone that you will do it because you have a desire, okay, you are making chances pretty good when you pass 50%. So how do you add a moral obligation to it? And the moral obligation on top of your intentions is a must. So when you make a promise, in the future, you must keep it. That is your chances of future. But what happens if you don't want to do something? Is there a way where you can say, before God willing, before you get to 100%, when you want to express a threat that will happen for sure, definitely. If you don't do something tomorrow, something bad will happen. When something bad will happen, that's a threat. Is there a way to say that in English? And yes, there is. And the way to do it is to use the word better. It's not that something is better than the other. Now it's your chance of something happening almost 100%. So when you say better together with a verb, you're making a threat. Tomorrow, you better be on time. So if you're late every time and your boss tells you that tomorrow you better be on time and you don't come, you're fired. That's what better is all about. So the next question is, what happens after the better? If it's a 99%, it's very easy. Tomorrow You will say, I am not losing my job. That means you will be on time. So when you want to about 100% and you don't want to talk about chances, you say tomorrow, don't worry, boss, I am not losing my job. That means you know it for sure. Well, I hope you enjoyed your surprise. I hope you enjoyed the binary future. And I hope to see you next time. To be in my video and to have me make a video specially to answer your question, send me an email to englishclubusa@yahoo.com, and you can visit my website at englishclubusa.com for a free life membership. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.